There were 4 games released in Japan on November 21st, 1985. Mock Rider on Yonko Town, Pac-Land, and Pachicom. Pachicom was somehow the best and worst option released that day. Howdy folks, welcome to Pachicom. Pachicom's a Pachinko game, and that's about it. Panda better not sue me for plagiarism. Pachicom's really nothing special unless you've got some kind of a Pachinko gambling addiction. Although, to give credit where credit is due, there are multiple boards, and there's this guy. I could also see parents buying this game when they're getting a Famicom for their kids. That way they could use it too. I can't imagine a lot of adults in 1985 being able to do more than just press a button over and over and over again. The main issue with Pachicom is that, well, it's Pachinko. And I'm sorry anybody out there that really likes Pachinko, but let's be real, Pachinko's not very exciting. I guess there are also the sound effects. But Wheels, I hear you exclaim, even though this is being recorded well before you've had a chance to watch it and respond. You said this game was interesting and boring. How is that possible? It's not a Patrick H. Willems video. Well, you curious little thing, the answer, in short, is that it's not. The exciting thing isn't the game itself, it's the code of the game. If you pull up a ROM of the game in a hexadecimal reader, you see the names of people that worked on it, which is kind of cool, because people's names just weren't in games at this point in time. But then we've got a proper mountain of Japanese text. This is a programmer rant. Whoever made this rant was not happy with the company he was working for, Bears, and he wanted other programmers to know about it. Luckily, it's become a lot easier to read this code in the last 30 years, so I'm gonna do y'all a solid, and I'm gonna read you his rant. I'm gonna give you a little book on tape. Because I love you. So grab a bowl of Mario cereal, put on your favorite Nintendo Power bathrobe, and just sit back and relax as the dining room proudly presents your dinner. Wait, what? I'm saying what I want from here on in. Mr. Gauhara from JPM Planning does absolutely nothing but gives me all sorts of crap anyway. Shut up, you idiot! DEG, Nana, Koya from Company T. You fools say one thing, then something else later all the time. I worked all night working on what you told me to. Don't say to me it was better before. Who the hell do you think is gonna play this with its boring bonus stage and the balls that get stuck? If you use select to put the joy right, that'll make it +1, you idiot. You're a sound company. Quit ignoring Pachinko sounds and trying to put these weird sounds in instead. Do you want it to be this hard to hear the balls? I've left the previous sound, so edit this if you want to hear it. Set hex address AFFC to 1FAF and AFC4 to E0EE to get decent sounds. Tiger V and Kugi. Company T. You idiots! Gow, you fool! Anyone can tell you what good sound is. Does Company N develop with Company I's Pro S80? I'm amazed they can make stuff on that weird 3-inch floppy disk machine. Did they trace the holes while drawing art too? If you're sick of tracing holes, I'll sell you Bear's Art Machine ROM and debugger for 5 million yen.
Announcement 15.
Location 61351.
That's cheap if you want pretty art. Why did they take out the 6502's decimal mode from the NES architecture? It's a decimal computer. Did they mess up the mask cutting or something? Anyone who happens across this is a pervert. There's another message in the MSX Pachicom. If you're a pervert, buy it and see. It's an Okinawan dialect, though. Don't tell anybody you saw this. By YS. Wasn't that fun, folks? Wasn't he angry? I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed reading it. So if you look at the names in the code that I pointed out earlier, our suspects are whittled down to Y Sakakura or Y Suzuki. You know, YS. I wasn't content with that, though, so after a little bit of sleuthing, I think I figured out who these men are. One is a programmer by the name of Yasuhide Sakakura. He's not my prime suspect, though. My prime suspect is a sound designer and composer by the name of Yayoi Suzuki. The reason he's my main suspect is because, one, he was talking about artists as if they were outsiders. A lot of theys instead of a lot of us. And programmers and artists, I think back then, were pretty well linked together. And also, he talked a lot about my sounds being changed, and even had the knowledge of how to put in the code to change them back. The only person I think that would have the knowledge and drive to do that would be the person that made the sounds in the first place. Unfortunately, we can't actually prove that Mr. Suzuki worked on Pachicom. We can, however, prove that he was working at Bear at the time that this game was developed. So, I mean, is it really a huge stretch to say that he was assigned to work on some Pachinko game? If you want me to check out the MSX version, I will. It's not in my wheelhouse, though, so I don't have any plans on it right now. I also don't have any more plans to, continue talking or any of that, because this video is over. This game is pretty forgettable, and I forgot what I was going to say. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.